guys, and welcome back to my channel. You already know the vibes. If you're new, drop a comment down below and let me know where you're coming from. If you're a returning sub, then I see you and thank you for coming back for another episode of Food with Chanell. Today we're gonna be making something that has been on my mind a little bit, and I thought it's time. We're going to be making chicken Alfredo lasagna, but I've kind of got my own way that I want to layer it and do it. So don't envision shredded chicken, more like layers of thinly sliced chicken with pasta and all that sauce and all that goodness. So the ingredients list will always be in the description down below. Let's get straight into it and make some chicken Alfredo lasagna. So here is everything that we need. As you guys know, I kind of season and, you know, measure everything as I go along. But what you're gonna need: some chicken breasts. I've got 4 large chicken breasts here. Then of course we've got some pasta. Then we've also got some chopped garlic, some sea salt, some coarse black pepper, some all-purpose seasoning, some garlic granules, and we've got some freshly chopped parsley. You're also going to need some fresh mozzarella and some grated cheddar cheese, but that's currently in the fridge along with the double cream. So yeah, that's everything you're going to need. And disclaimer, if you do not like to wash chicken, then that's your preference. I like to wash chicken, so that's what we will be doing. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how to prep the chicken for the lasagna. Okay, so what you want to do with these, we basically just want to get them thinner. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put my hand down onto the chicken breast and then just literally slice them in half. If your chicken breasts are kind of thin, just be careful. But you're basically like butterflying the chicken breast, like so. Okay, so again, just put your chicken flat on the chopping board, put your hand on it, and then just slice it down the middle. But what I should point out, don't slice it all the way. So just kind of get it to the butterfly part where it's like that. So just as you're about to get towards the end, and then there you go. This one is kind of thick though, so what I'm actually going to do is slice it 3 times, but I'm going to chop the top bit off. Okay, so now we've got like that thin piece, and then we've got the butterfly piece here. What I'm going to do now, as I said, you don't have to do this part, but I'm going to wash the chicken with lemon and vinegar, leave it to drain, and then we're going to come back and season this up. If you don't know how to wash chicken, I've actually got videos on my channel already, but literally you're just going to squeeze some lemon, vinegar, give it a good mix, wash with cold water and leave it to drain, and then you're good to go. Okay, here is our chicken, nice and clean. So now we're going to get into seasoning it, and we're going to season it with some all-purpose seasoning. Let me see how much I want to add. I think I'm going to add 2 teaspoons to that. Garlic granules, I'm going to add 2 to this as well. Coarse black pepper, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of that. Some sea salt, and I think I'm only going to put in like a pinch of this. Just some sea salt. Dried thyme, I'm going to put 3/4 or maybe like a half a teaspoon. We've got some Italian style herb seasoning. I'm going to put half. Oh, okay, that was a 3/4 teaspoon, but you can add a 3/4 teaspoon to half. And then we've got some dried basil. We'll just put a 3/4 teaspoon of that in. So we're going to give this a good mix, and then we're going to come back. Okay, so normally I would use my always pan because then I could just do everything in the same pan, but this Tefal pan is just amazing. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to brown off my chicken in this one, and then we're gonna move on to my always pan. I'm gonna add some olive oil to the pan. Get it nice and hot, because what we want to do, we just want to sear the chicken like that. Don't overcrowd the pan, because to be honest you just don't need to. You want to make sure that the pieces get a nice sear. So I'm going to put some of the smaller pieces in. There's a piece. About 5 to 8 minutes on each side. The heat is on high because, like I said, we want it to get a nice sear on it, but we're not making sure that it's fully cooked. We just want it to be nice and golden on the outside. And then once we've finished everything off and assembled our lasagna, then obviously it's going to finish cooking and it will still be nice and moist. So yeah, 5 to 8 minutes on each side, probably more like 5 minutes on each side. Get through all your batches of chicken and leave it to rest on a plate. See that nice sear on one side. This one as well. And on that one, beautiful. And I was boiling my kettle so that we can parboil our lasagna sheets as well, so just get that ready whilst you're frying off the chicken. So the chicken is now ready. So you can see, look at that, it's nice and golden. So we're going to put these pieces to rest. I've turned the heat down to low. We've got our pan here turned down on low, and you see all that extra seasoning, we're not getting rid of it. We're going to pour a tablespoon of olive oil, add that diced onion, and then we're just going to saute it and get some of those seasonings working. And this will be to make our Alfredo sauce. Keep it on like a medium heat because you don't want the onions to burn. You just want them to get nice and soft. You can see the seasoning from the chicken is like seasoning the onion now. See that? This is actually three large crushed garlic cloves. So we're going to add that in as well. Again, we're on a medium-low heat right now, especially because we don't want to burn that garlic. And then now we want to turn the heat right down to a very low heat, and we're going to add our double cream. And just gently mix this over the low heat so that that's all worked together. Let that do its thing for a little while. Keep it on a very low heat for about 5 minutes, and then we're actually going to turn it off because we don't need to do much, but we just want those onions and everything to work its way together. I think I'm going to add some Italian herb seasoning as well, about half a teaspoon. And just for a little bit of colour, I'm going to add some paprika as well for a bit of colour. Give that another mix. And then we are good to go. Leave that for about 2 to 3 minutes on a low heat, and then we're going to switch it off whilst we work on everything else. I've decided I'm going to add this sauce to the bechamel sauce that I'm going to make. I'm going to have it just well seasoned, extra seasoned and extra good and extra saucy. So I'm going to pour this out, and then we're going to make the final sauce in this pan. So now we're going to make our roux. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter into the hot pan, and then just melt that down. And turn the heat down to low because you don't want the butter to burn. 1 tablespoon of plain flour, add that in. And then get your wooden spoon and mix. And at this point you can also turn back up the heat, but your roux should look like this. It should basically look like a paste. Once your roux looks like that, turn up the heat to medium, and then gradually add in milk like this. You see that? And that's what you want. So currently I've got my heat up on a medium-high heat, and that's the roux. A little at a time. Don't go crazy and pour in all the milk. As I said, I will put the full ingredients list in the description so you guys know what I want. But at this point I'm gonna go in with my spoon now because we should be good. But keep that heat up so that this can all just blend together, and it will start to go into a sauce. And we're almost there, and it will get to the point where you shouldn't need to whisk so quickly. You can just go at an ease because the sauce is practically there, but I still just keep the heat up slightly high just so that you can work that sauce until it's nice and smooth, and then you can turn it down. And now I'm gonna add the cream sauce that I made earlier with those seasonings left over in the pan and the onions, and then give this a mix. So this is like a bechamel crossed with an Alfredo sauce. We'll just let this thicken up. And whilst I'm waiting for that to thicken up, I'm going to add a pinch of sea salt, a pinch of black pepper, some freshly chopped parsley. As you can see, the sauce is getting nice and thick, just the way we want it. Delicious. And make sure you always give everything a taste. If you're new here, I always say this: if you're not confident with your cooking yet, just taste everything. This pot over here, I'm going to add some hot boiling water so that we can boil the pasta sheets. And I'm also going to add a little olive oil to this as well, just to prevent them from sticking. And I'm going to add a pinch of sea salt. And at this point, also put on your oven to preheat, and make sure that you keep stirring your sauce. Have it on a low heat. You can even turn it off, to be honest, but once it's thick enough, just turn it off and leave it to rest, and you can come back to it once we're ready to assemble. I'm just going to drop them in one by one. Just check whilst you're boiling it, but because we have the oil in there, it should be fine. So we have our parboiled pasta, our sauce, which I actually added some corn flour to, so I'll put the instructions in the description. But basically I just wanted it a bit thicker, so as you can see it's a bit thicker now, and I added a bit more milk. And I also added a few more seasonings. I tasted it and it needed definitely some salt and some pepper and a few other things, so I'll put that in the description. But that's all ready to go. The chicken and some sliced mozzarella. Sauce on the base first, just so you know the pasta has something to stick to. Oh, also I put the pasta in cold water once it was ready, just to 1, stop it from cooking, and 2, cool it down. So I ripped this one a little bit, but it's cool. And those dogs you can hear are from outside my house. I don't have a dog. Okay, then we've got that. Then I'm gonna add some more sauce. Just a bit, not too much, because we're gonna also add some sauce to the top. So I think I'm going to put it like this. Like that. Then I'm going to add some of this fresh mozzarella. And then some more sauce. And this time I'm just going to drizzle it on. And then we're going to repeat the same thing. So pasta, chicken, sauce and cheese. We're definitely going to need some more chicken, or a smaller dish, I think, because normally I do have a smaller dish but I don't know where it is, so that's where it's gone a bit mad. But yeah, we're going to keep it going with this and hope for the best. Okay guys, so we've got a bit of a crazy thing going on here. Okay, you got to bear with me, this is so disorganized, but I found the smaller dish, the deeper dish at that actually. So we're gonna try and bring this over here. Is it gonna work? I don't know, but as I just said, what we don't do is give up. So I'm gonna put this in here. See, this is, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, this is better. Okay, cool. Can you lot see? So this is a definition of what can actually happen in the kitchen, what can go wrong. I didn't even put sauce at the bottom. Oh, even all the, okay, you know what, we're working with it. We're working with it. Of course, you lot saw that I put my sauce at the bottom. But now, obviously, we've used some of the sauce. So I'm gonna bulk up the sauce by adding some milk. Letting that do its thing, so it can thin it out a little bit, and we're gonna again hope for the best. So we've done that. I'm gonna add some of this sauce to the chicken, not a lot of it, because We're now trying to stretch it. Then we're going to put these layers in. I'm going to have to do it like this. It's a bit mad, but like I said, we're not giving up, guys. Okay. So we've got 3 layers there, and then I'm going to save this layer because it's already got a sauce on it. If you can see there, even though it's a bit mash up and pop down, we're going to make it work. We just kind of rest it to the side. It's a messy job, but hopefully it works. Okay, so then we're going to put, what I might do, I'm going to flip the chicken over like this. So then the sauce and the cheese is on that side. Okay, hopefully this works. Now lift up these. I've never reassembled a lasagna, and I'm telling you, this is not easy. This is not easy at all. Okay. Oh, that had a little bit of mozzarella on there, so let me put it underneath. Okay, and then like that. Now, it's not what we wanted it to be, but I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. We've still got our lasagna. I'm just washing my hands because that was disgusting. And then we've got a lot of sauce here actually, so let me pour in some into the bottom. And don't watch how it looks, guys, it's only because it started to get solid and whatnot. Put the cheese on top, just putting a bit more sauce underneath. This is such a chaotic video. If I actually end up putting this video out, I'll be pretty proud of myself, because part of me is like, do not show them this. But you guys gotta see the real deal sometimes. Sometimes recipes go a bit mad and mistakes happen. After all, we're all human. We're all human. Alright, get some sauce there as well. Okay, so it's just the assembly part that's kind of gone a bit mad, but everything else is cool. Oh my god, the younger me would be having a panic attack right now. Literally, I'd be having a meltdown. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some of the sauce down into the sides, to the bottom of the chicken, because obviously I thought that we couldn't have any on the bottom, but it's okay. It's okay. If you guys follow the recipe, I'm sure it will turn out great. Just make sure you use the right size dish. Unlike me, and it will all be fine. But I mean, don't come for me in the comments. Be nice. This was literally just an accident, man. Alright. So, that's what we got. Oh my gosh, the camera battery's about to die. Imagine if this was real life television. This would just be crazy. I'm gonna dot some mozzarella over the top, and then I'm gonna top it with grated cheese and bake it for about 25 minutes at 180 until the top is nice and bubbly. Some grated cheese. So I'm gonna put this on top. along with some fresh parsley for garnish. And then once it's all nice and golden, I'm going to leave it to sit for another maybe 20 minutes just to let it not be a mess when it's cut. So that cheese over the top. And then that's ready for the oven. At long last, we got here. So I'm going to put this in the oven. Oh look, the sauce has gone down to the bottom of it, so it looks a bit better. But yeah, 180 in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then it will be ready. I actually had it in for longer than 25 minutes, just because I wanted the top to get nice and golden. But listen to that. Can you hear the bubble? So basically keep it in until it's golden brown. You might, if you do it on 200, it should take about 20 to 25. Look at that. Now it may have been a bit of a madness assembling it, but it definitely was worth it in the end. Just look at that deliciousness. There is our, I nearly forgot what it was called, Chicken Alfredo Lasagna. So I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to do some tender stem broccoli with this. So once I've let it sit, it will be, you know, more in a block. And then we're going to give it a taste test. Like this one. Look at that. That might just be the thumbnail. Okay, so here is our chicken lasagna. It's a very big piece, I'm not gonna lie. And then we're just gonna overcook the broccoli a little bit. Could have had some garlic bread, but the start of the show was this. There we go. Chicken Alfredo Lasagna. Bon appetit. Look at that bad boy. It may have been a bit mad to get put together, but it looks amazing. But chicken, the sauce, everything. Let's give this a test. Now wait a minute. This is it. It's creamy. It's not spicy, it's just well seasoned, you know? I feel like if it even had garlic bread, it would be too much. If it had some hot sauce on there, we're on to a winner here. But for me, because I just love spice. But, You see guys, it's different. Like, it's not, it's giving lasagna but Alfredo, and that's exactly what we wanted. So, you know, but if you want to try this at home, make sure you go into the description below and the full ingredients list will be there. Make sure you follow me on all my socials, Chanell A. Wallace on TikTok and Snapchat, and Food with Chanell on everything else. See you in the next video.